And we are away here for the Spanish Grand Prix, getting off to a pretty poor launch. And Romain Grosjean with an absolutely storming start. Ricciardo being forced out a little bit wide there. No contact. Well, there's a bit of contact made, a little bit of wheel banging. Now we're on the attack here. We're going to try and overtake Romain Grosjean up the inside of turn 1 with the aid of DRS. And we have pulled off that move up into 7th. Daniel Ricciardo stayed out another couple of laps. So we're going to try and do that, as well as taking advantage of the leads that have decided to pit in a couple of laps after. So as you can see here, we're going to try and go around the outside of Romain Grosjean, getting a real bit of oversteer there. We have maintained the position and we have overtaken Romain Grosjean for 13th position, what is currently Sergio Perez. And that is Daniel Ricciardo who's just rejoined out the pits. And we've overtaken both of them here, both Ricciardo and Sergio Perez. Trying to overtake him here, going into the final corner. But then Verstappen actually hits us there. I think his intention was to go into the pits and he hit us. Now I think we're going to get the supreme traction out of this corner now and going into the last chicane here. I think 7th position is very respectable today. That's 1 position ahead of where we qualified.
Welcome to Monaco for this weekend's Formula 1 Grand Prix. It's a race that is truly steeped in history, but before the drivers turn their attention to winning, they first need to get through today's tricky practice session. Monaco provides a close quarters wheel-to-wheel challenge for the drivers, and even though it lacks overtaking opportunities, it does give us the glitz and the glamour that can only be provided by a location like Monte Carlo.
Monaco is the most prestigious track on the Formula 1 calendar. It's a circuit that's extremely popular amongst the fans around the world, and it's something really special. As a driver, there's nowhere to hide. Lowe's hairpin is the slowest corner of any track on the Formula 1 calendar. It's taken at just 48 kilometers an hour, but provides a stunning view on the first lap as the entire grid bunches up and tiptoes through the corner, hoping not to leave any carbon fibre parts behind. This is such a tight bend that a special steering rack is used just to get around this very corner, as the cars would not normally be able to make the turn. There is the possibility of overtaking through Lowe's, but more often than not, you'll end up damaging your car.
So guys, here we are then for the Monaco Grand Prix. It is the big one today. It is the one that Felipe Nasr has been looking forward to all year. It's probably his second favourite race in the calendar after his home race, obviously, at the Brazilian Grand Prix. But obviously he's looking to take advantage today of the attrition rate around Monaco. It can be quite high, so potentially a good finishing position is quite likely in today's Grand Prix. But let's see how it goes in qualifying. The high attrition rate around Monaco gave Manuel Marussia a confidence boost ahead of the Monaco Grand Prix, and both cars would not occupy the back row of the grid, with Stevens 18th and Merry 19th. An MG UK failure left Jenson Button all the way down in last, but this didn't dampen his spirits as he went on to say that the car showed good pace in the long runs on Thursday. It was a disaster of a session for the Force India team, with Hulkenberg and Perez lining up in 14th and 16th respectively. Toro Rosso had a trouble-free session as both drivers qualified in 11th and 13th. There were quite a few surprises in the session, and Romain Grosjean stealing 4th was definitely one of them, as he nailed his final lap in the closing stages of qualifying. Only 4 thousandths of a second separated the two Red Bull drivers, with Ricciardo just getting the edge over teammate Kvyat. Traffic for Valtteri Bottas forced him to settle for 10th, while teammate Felipe Nasr put in an outstanding lap to qualify 3rd. Nico Rosberg suffered a similar problem with traffic and would only line up 9th, with teammate Lewis Hamilton on the front row in 2nd. Sebastian Vettel outqualified Kimi Raikkonen for the first time this season, although the German would have to incur a 1-place grid penalty for impeding Marcus Ericsson. It was the side that everyone wanted to see as Felipe Nasr sealed his first Formula 1 pole position around the streets of Monte Carlo. He was now in prime position for the race win tomorrow.
It's race day here in Monaco, and a circuit that requires real driver skill as well as concentration. Last night, the Monte Carlo streets were full of revellers. Today, they're cleared and ready for racing. He made his name racing karts in Brazil. Pretty handy he was too, but he'll need all his skills to get something from today as he starts from the front. It'll be a fight to hang on to the lead into turn 1, let alone over a race distance.
He'll want to end this weekend on a high after yesterday's fantastic performance, but he's going to have a lot of competition. I doubt he'll be expecting an easy race, especially considering the teams around him.
Just what do you think will be going through Fernando Alonso's head as he watches now how well Ferrari are doing this year?
Fernando left Ferrari as he didn't believe they'd be able to offer him the opportunity to win that 3rd world title. If he knew this form was around the corner, I dare say he would have stayed put.
Unbelievable pole position for Felipe Nasr at the Monaco Grand Prix. Absolutely insane performance from the Brazilian driver, and we have 2 options today from the start. If we maintain the leads going into turn 1, we can just park the bus. I mean, we have that Chelsea logo on the front of our car for a reason. Sorry to any Chelsea fans there, but yeah, if we don't maintain the lead, we just got to try and fight for a podium today, because we just got to see how the start goes. The start has not been great in previous races. We've got to try and perfect it here as the lights are out now for the Monaco Grand Prix. Let's try and maintain the start, although I don't think we've actually got the best launch off the line. And already the Mercedes car of Lewis Hamilton going around the outsiders, including Romain and Grosjean, who also had a very decent qualifying session yesterday. So we have now settled into second position. Also a lot of battling going on behind. But Lewis Hamilton's still there in the lead. And I think it's going to be very hard to keep with the Mercedes driver. They just has much better mechanical grip than the Sauber does in 2015, obviously. But I think we can hopefully hold into second place. Grosjean in third, in pretty much an equal car to ourselves. So hopefully he can hold up a train behind us and hopefully hold up some of those cars. I believe that is Massa behind Grosjean at the moment, along with a couple of Ferraris. Obviously, quite a few cars out of position due to obviously the traffic in Monaco. Very hard to overtake around the streets of Monaco. And now, as you can see here on that free, Grosjean going down the inside, very optimistic move there. And in fact, he has actually spun out because of that. And now look behind the mini-map. There has been a pile-up here. As you can see, this is Danny Kvyat going straight into the wall, and the cars are just stuck. I don't know what's going on here. Nico Rosberg also going in the wall, and they just all seem to be stuck here. I'm not too sure what is going on. There just seems to be a robot being caused here by Romain Grosjean. I believe Felipe Nasr also at the front. But as you can see, every single car here has stopped out on the track. I just have no words for this. And as you can see, Grosjean just went for a really opportunistic move, and I just think it was his fault because he just came from so far back. You'll see from Nasr's third-person shot here, as you can see, Grosjean just completely dive-bombing it there, so I don't think really Felipe Nasr could have done a huge amount about that, rewinding it ever so slightly, and yeah, just Grosjean just spinning into the middle of the track, and Felipe Nasr looking from his perspective right now. Again, I don't know, guys, maybe put your thoughts down in the comment section. I really don't think that was our fault whatsoever, but unfortunately, because of that, 8 cars got disqualified for dangerous parking. So now, as you can see by the standings, all those cars retired. Massa, Grosjean, Kvyat, Ricciardo, Rosberg, Verstappen, Perez and Button. I think a couple of them did retire, but I think quite a few of them also got disqualified. So again, a very weird incident there, guys. Be sure to leave your comments down below in regards to that incident. I really don't think that was off, but I think Grosjean just came from way too far back, and really there was no chance of making the move there at Mirror. As you can see, understeering out a little bit wide. They're hitting the wall, in fact, on lap 8, and quite a few cars have actually gone to the pits now. But now the question is, I think it's going to be a fight for the podium between the two Finnish drivers of Kimi Raikkonen behind us and Valtteri Bottas in 4th. You can see the gap ahead to Lewis Hamilton is gradually increasing by a lap. In fact, no, that lap actually, we did actually close down by a tenth. Now Lewis Hamilton has already caught up the two Marussia cars who are currently running in the points due to quite a few cars obviously having to pit at the end of lap 1, and obviously a lot of them being disqualified as well. But I think Hamilton has actually got damage to that incident now. I think he got forced to the wall after the Lowe's hairpin, so I believe he's actually pitting in this lap. So a lot has escalated here at the Monaco Grand Prix so far, and indeed that is Lewis Hamilton in the pit lane. Yes, we've made it up into the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix now. An absolute dream here for Felipe Nasr. Let's just see how this race goes. But surely now Lewis Hamilton's doing a 2-stop, so maybe, just maybe, there's a chance to win here at the Monaco Grand Prix, which would be absolutely amazing really for Felipe Nasr, considering he hasn't even got a podium yet this season. But now Pastor Maldonado and Carlos Sainz now ahead of us. Two drivers had to pit at the end of lap 1 who did manage to survive that incident, well, without front wing damage. They did actually get front wing damage from that, is what I'm trying to say here. But obviously they're behind the two Marussia cars, so potentially we could see the Man is scoring points there. Obviously we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. But on lap 13, our tyres were going off completely, so we're actually going to change the strategy today. We were originally aiming to do a 1-stop, but the tyre wear just seems too extreme, and we're going to do a 2-stop today. We're going to see how it goes. Maldonado also pitting in behind us as well, so he seems to have the same idea as ourselves. But I believe he is also pitting in for the second time as well, because he pitted in on lap 1 for a new set of tyres after his front wing loss. But let's see where we've rejoined then in comparison to the rest of the AI. That's Raikkonen there going across the line along with Felipe Nasr there. And I think Felipe Nasr, will he get ahead of us here? No, this is Valtteri Bottas, in fact, and the other Williams, the other Finnish driver. And no, not quite, although we get a very poor exit actually out of the pit exit. And Valtteri Bottas actually got up into 4th position, so we're going to have to find a way past him here on the fresher tyres. It'll be very tough here on the primes. I think the primes do take a very long time to actually get up to temperature, but out of the exit of swimming pool complex there, in fact, that corner there, we do seem to be getting quite a bit on the AI. Track extending, corner cutting ever so slightly. But now onto the pit straight. We're going to try and get DRS here on Valtteri Bottas. But as you can see, getting so much oversteer out of the corner. Just the dirty air there really affecting our car as we continue to close down Valtteri Bottas. Gaining on him through the swimming pool complex. Once again, we really were nailing this section of the track every single time we drove through. Apart from that time, a little lock-up going into the chicane. But I do believe Valtteri Bottas is pitting in this lap for the first and for the one and only time in this Grand Prix, along with Kimi Raikkonen. I believe, I'm not 100% sure. Let's just see now. And yes, Raikkonen has also pitted in as well. So we've got to try and pull out a big enough lead over Raikkonen and Bottas to seal a podium today, because it really is just a fight for the podium between the two finished drivers. You've got to wait and see here. Hopefully our pace will be good, because I think Bottas and Raikkonen will be pitting onto the prime, so our pace should be similar, and the primes do hold out quite well here. But now looking of Sebastian Vettel, as he's bearing down on the Sauber of Marcus Ericsson, our teammate, he's going to make the move round the outside of Sander Vott, and that was a very easy move then, up into P5 for Vettel. Ericsson down to P6. I don't think he's pitted yet for the second time, so that's why Vettel found it so easy there to overtake with the DRS round the outside. But now onto lap 21, Carlos Sainz just getting in the way here. What on earth is he doing? Really not helping our cause, trying to pull out our lead to Raikkonen or Valtteri Bottas. But I do believe the gap to Raikkonen and Bottas is sort of stabilising. They're not really closing the gap down, so it is looking quite good. But now into the pits, now the moment of truth is about to be revealed. Where is Raikkonen? Where is Bottas? One final stint now onto the option tyres. Let's see where we rejoin. I think that is a Ferrari, in fact, going past the pit lane. So Kimi Raikkonen is rejoined ahead of us. We have rejoined ahead of Valtteri Bottas crucially, but now let's catch up with Raikkonen for second place. Now on lap 33, we have finally caught up with Kimi Raikkonen in the Ferrari, the flying thing. Can we potentially pull off a move into second place here? We're going to go around the outside of Kimi Raikkonen here, going into Martini. We're going to have the inside line for the casino section, hitting Raikkonen, in fact, on the side pod there, not really affecting him too much. We have made the move up into P2 now. Absolutely amazing scenes here. But Raikkonen trying to defend that position. He's not having any of this here. Will he potentially make a move down to the Lotus hairpin? In fact, he is. Kimi Raikkonen going for the move there. Has he got that position back? Yes, he has. We do have the inside now, just for the corner before the tunnel. Can we make the move stick on the inside? Yes, we have. We are now in second place here at the Monaco Grand Prix. Absolutely insane. Let's try and maintain this now with 6 laps to go. Let's do this, guys. Come on. But now let's take a look at the replays of this insane battle between Kimi Raikkonen and Felipe Nasr here. Raikkonen trying to make a move down to Mirror, but an incredibly clean battle here between both drivers. Only a little bit of contact at the side pod of Kimi Raikkonen going into the casino, but apart from that, it was really, really clean, absolutely insane racing. But look at that, Kimi Raikkonen, the AI, making a move down to the Lotus hairpin. I never thought the day would have come. Honestly, that was absolutely insane. But then Raikkonen in the end had to give that position to us, and we did maintain second position. Now looking at the on-board shots here from Kimi Raikkonen, very interested to see how he made his moves. In fact, diving down the inside, very similar to Romain Grosjean did, but at that point, he did have an excuse to make the move, unlike Romain Grosjean, who literally just dived it down the inside, just desperate to get past us at that point for second position at the time. But now Raikkonen's still there on the outside. Absolutely insane battling here between the pair. Really, really good stuff here. And once again, maintain that position into second place. Now looking at a battle here for what I believe is 5th position between Sebastian Vettel, Nico Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso, and soon Marcus Ericsson, who was indeed pitted onto a new set of tyres. So he'll be on the back of that battle very soon. But now onto lap 36, we have indeed caught up with that battle for 5th position. Vettel indeed is pitting there. He's diving into the pit lane. So his tyres are absolutely gone. So I believe he did pit in the early stages of the Grand Prix. I believe he pitted in on lap 1. So that really is an excuse there to pit. But now skipping on to lap 37, with the DRS now, Marcus Ericsson here should really be getting the call to let us through, because Kimi Raikkonen, we have pulled away from him. However, this race still isn't over, because Raikkonen can quite easily catch up to us here. Now, onto the final lap, Ericsson just about letting us through. I think Ericsson's also behind holding up Kimi Raikkonen, which is helping us out at the Monaco Grand Prix. As we're now on the final lap of the race here, we could potentially be sealing our first podium in Formula 1 around the streets of Monaco. That is an absolutely phenomenal achievement. To get your first podium around Monaco, around the track like that, is absolutely insane. But now Alonso sensibly getting out of the way there. Obviously, very few places to actually let the leaders through for the back marks, but Alonso doing that very sensibly there with his experience that he has on hand, really helping him out there. But now Hulkenberg is our final back marker to conquer here. Lewis Hamilton's won the race. The race went a step too far for us. But in fact, Hulkenberg actually parked his car very weirdly there. We've actually put him into a spin there. So let's have a look at the replay here, what happened to Hulkenberg. So Hulkenberg's hitting the inside wall, and we really had nowhere to go. We had to sort of get past him somehow. But as a result, Hulkenberg's lost position to Alonso. Ericsson, now Sebastian Vettel. But now we're going to come across the line for our first podium of the season in Formula 1.
So it was the German
Absolutely insane. What a drive from Felipe Nasr to seal second place here for Sauber. Even though he did lose position off the start, really from there, it was a faultless drive from the Brazilian driver. Absolutely brilliant result for Felipe Nasr. Overtaking Kimi Raikkonen. Insane battle between the two drivers there, which you guys did see, with Bottas finishing 4th. Alonso 5th, and Ericsson, our teammate, finally getting some points on the board, which is going to help us out dramatically in the Constructors' Championship. But now, as a result of that race, we have now moved ahead of Felipe Nasr in the Drivers' Championship, up into 6th position. So this is going incredibly well at the moment for the rest of the season, guys. But guys, if you have enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.